Hey, what's good? It's Tyler D here for 93.5 The Beach, and today I have a incredibly special guest with me, someone I'm very personally excited to introduce, the one and only Chris Jericho. How are you today?
Awesome, man. How's it going there in Salisbury?
Going all right. I think it's raining today. I don't know. I haven't seen outside the studio in a few hours. But yeah, it's great to have you here. So why don't we just jump right into it? I want to start with talking about your latest, I Know Evil. Just came out relatively recently. We've been playing it here on the beach. Video just dropped last night. If you could tell a little bit, what's the story behind I Know Evil? What went into it? What was the ideas behind it?
Well, I mean, as far as the video goes, just to jump right in, it says just came out. I mean, we wanted to put together something that was really cool, to show kind of some of these big gigs that we've been playing. All of them from this year, actually. We had a huge tour in the UK in February, which was the biggest one we've ever had. And then we played a couple big festivals in May. Welcome to Rockville in Daytona. We played Sonic Temple in Columbus, and both of those crowds were massive and super Fozzy-fied and super into the band. So we thought rather than doing some kind of a concept video around, evil and all that sort of thing, why don't we make it kind of more of a party and a celebration and make it almost like the Guns N' Roses Paradise City video where you see the big crowds that the band is playing in front of and kind of some backstage fun and a few cool cameos and that sort of a thing. So we put that together, and even just a few years ago, you would put together, you would release the album, the single, and the video all at the same time. Now you don't have to do that. The way people consume their music is different. So we released the single a month or two ago, whatever it was. It starts making its way up the charts. It gets to the 20s. Then you release the video, which causes more of a buzz, which pushes it into the top 10. So it's kind of the whole strategy behind it. And as far as the song goes, man, I mean, I never tell people what the lyrics mean. What
Mm.
does it mean to you? That's always the way to interpret it. Like whatever, a song it means to this person might not mean the same thing to that person. So for me to say this is what it's about, it kind of limits it. So we always have kind of a little bit of a imagery and a little bit some vagaries. Judas, who's that about? It's like, who's it about in your mind, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it's just all about having a great song with a great chorus that people can sing along to and grabs them, and then the rest kind of falls into place from there.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I know I've been playing it in my car, and I know when Judas dropped, I was listening to that one nonstop, um, and put
Yeah.
my own story into it. So, no, that's great. So you recently, you had this crazy match with Tommaso Ciampa, and with AEW, you're constantly touring around the world. At all? Is it different at all compared to touring with Fozzy? Is there similarities? Is there differences?
I think the biggest difference is that with AEW, pretty much traveling on your own, and it's never more than maybe two shows in a row. If we go to England or the UK, we'll do, let's say, I think Dynamite is in Glasgow on Wednesday, and I think All In is in London on Saturday. So that's kind of a 4-day trip.
Mhm.
But other than that, it's in and out. You get in Saturday night, do the pay per view in Montreal, you're back home on Monday. Fozzy's longer. You're touring for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and you're with the guys on a bus. And we travel fairly well. We have a nice bus, and make sure that there's always hotels available and that sort of a thing. But you're all together. You're always seeing the guys. There's a little bit more camaraderie. Whereas wrestling, it's kind of more on your own. That's just the way the business has evolved and changed. And they're
Mhm.
both great. I mean, I love traveling with AW, and I love having my own thing going on. And I also love, having a nice hotel room every night. But it's also cool being on the bus and showing up at the venue and showering in the venue and going back to the bus and hanging out with the guys. And, both of them are a lot of fun, just a little bit different in that aspect. As far as the shows go, I mean, a live performance is a live performance. You have a great time with the crowd. Some crowds are easier than others. Some crowds are harder than others. but that's why I always have to be the party host, whether it's wrestling or whether it's Fozzy. I always want to make sure that people have a great time, no matter what it is that we're doing, no matter what the situation is, no matter what the size of the crowd is. You just start to learn that after all the years that I've been doing this. So, you can't ever rate or complain or be worried about anything when you're doing what you always wanted to do and what you always love to do. And in this case, I get to do it on both sides of the coin.
All right, sweet. That's interesting to hear. I've always heard stories. I've even listened to your own on your podcast and stuff from all the different places you've worked in for all the different companies, and just hearing all those road stories. So it's interesting to hear that there's
Mhm.
it's similar, different. Um,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
let's see. So as you're, going all over the place, both with Fozzy, with wrestling, constant traveling, interviews, you do a lot. What do you think is your secret that you can juggle so much and keep it all in the air?
I mean, it's the old proverb, like if you love what you're doing, it's not work.
Mhm.
You love what you're doing. It's never, you never work a day in your life. And that's kind of the vibe. It's like I really enjoy doing all these things that I do. So it's not like ever an issue or a problem if I have to go to work. Um, there is a lot of juggling, but there's also, more downtime than you might expect because I've got it to a science as far as, I have to spend the day doing this, but tomorrow I don't have to do anything. Here we go on tour there. This day is delegated to this. Um, and as long as you're into everything that you're doing and you're excited about the work, it's not hard. It's not hard. I think I've always had that real strong work ethic because just to get into wrestling, back in 1990, no one knew how to do that. And it was a lot different then. You had to hustle, you had to travel around, you had to go find gigs wherever you could get them. And there wasn't just one performance center that you could go to train and then go right into matches. And so I think the work ethic has always been there. And then that just translates. I love rock and roll. Let me start a band. Okay, let me start doing acting. Let me put together a cruise. Let me write some books. Let me do a podcast. And then once you kind of do all these things, you just make time for them. um, and like I said, if there's something that I don't like, people go, "Do you still like wrestling?" Yes. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. And if I don't like something, I just stop doing it. So all the things that I'm doing, that I'm really into it and really enjoying them because I don't have time for things that I don't want to do.
Mm. That work ethic that you mentioned, is that sort of also how you are constantly reinventing yourself throughout the career, especially with wrestling? It feels like every time I tune in to see you, there's something new going on. And with Fozzy as well. Is that sort of the key to avoiding
I don't
stagnation?
know if that's I don't know if that's a work ethic thing. That's more of an attitude and a thought process. Is like I've been doing this for such a long time, and on weekly TV, you can't do the same thing every week for a year, for a month, for 10 years, because then it just becomes boring. So you always have to kind of reinvent. Um, and I don't ever really get attached to something to where I can't do that again. I like the idea of what David Bowie used to do, where he would change his ideas and his presentation and his person his persona. And you could go to a Halloween party and see 10 people dressed as Bowie, but they're all dressed differently, but it's Bowie. And I always wanted that with Chris Jericho. And you can see that with Jericho now. Every year at Halloween, people post their Halloween pictures, and it's always different eras and different looks. And that's kind of what I like. And, like anybody who has longevity, some bands I don't like this record, but I love that one. And I love that one. I don't like this one. There's always going to be eras that you might not like as much, but that's part of having a long career. And like I said, I'm never scared to just ditch everything and try something new or keep one little aspect of it and try some other things. And most of the time, if you commit to it, it works. And sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay too. You have to try and you have to experiment. And it's like, even like the list of Jericho, everybody loves the list of Jericho. If I brought the list of Jericho back on TV every week, people would get sick of it. The reason why they love it so much is it was a great moment in time
Mhm.
that might never come around again, but you can still remember it and still celebrate it and still be a part of it. Just officially, I don't know if I'd ever do it again. I might do it once in a while. I did it back in April with Ricochet and AEW, and it was fun.
Mhm.
But once a year, maybe something like that. But it's fun saying it to people that want to be put on the list at a comic convention or a social influencers video or whatever it may be. So there's a lot of different ways you can keep the list alive.
I loved the list when that whole thing was going. I was in love with it. I started making my own list, and because of that,
Yeah, it's
um,
great.
but yeah. So when you're, when do you kind of know when it's time to make that change? Is there a feeling you get?
It's a uh it's just an instinct.
Mm,
It's just a feeling to know maybe it's time to switch things up. Maybe I just, and it's not a matter of getting bored and doing it just to do it. Like there has to be kind of a mindset to it and a thought behind it. And like I said, sometimes it's a very short period of time. Like when I was the wizard in AEW, it's because we did about 2 or 3 matches in a row where I threw a fireball, a backstage
mm,
beatdown with a fireball. And I just like who throws a fireball? Well, a wizard would throw a fireball. So now I'm the wizard. And that was good for a month or two or three. And if I still called myself the wizard now, I'd be like, well, it doesn't make any sense because I haven't thrown a fireball in 3 years. But I could at any time. I could conjure up the fireball in my hand and throw it.
love
Um,
this.
so yeah, sometimes you just come up and then it come up with other things like Le Champion. Like if you had to pick, what's the one AEW nickname that I would probably always use is Le Champion? Like that's just it's so pompous and preposterous and stupid, but it's perfect. Like when I was the first AEW champ, I just thought, well, instead of calling myself the champ, Le Champion. Why? I don't know. I don't speak French. I'm not French. I just
Mhm.
like the balls and like the arrogance of it. And it's fun. It's easy to write under an autograph. Chris Jericho, Le Champion. Like that's kind of the one that to me still kind of stands out.
No, that's awesome. I just so admire your ability to constantly reinvent and make new things, and it just sticks. And at the end of the day, it's all Jericho, which is awesome. Like you were saying with David
Right.
Bowie.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, Speaking of, uh,
Well, that's the thing too. Like,
go ahead, go ahead. You can.
go ahead.
All right. So I was gonna say, just switching tracks a little bit. Um, there is your you had your song Judas, and you ended up using that as your theme song for AEW, and All in London, 2023. You come out singing it, and you've got this crowd, this chorus of like 80,000 plus people. What was that feeling? Because I look at that and I would be so just electric. So I want to know what was going through your
Well,
mind.
it was a great moment because I could be the only person that ever sang himself to the ring. Like with there's guys that have rapped and that sort of thing, but to sing your own song that everyone else is singing to the ring and then wrestle right after. It was a great idea, but it was pretty hard because we started on this platform. Then I had to
Mhm.
run down the steps and run across the concourse and then climb literally down a ladder to get
Really?
to the ground where the entranceway was and still keep singing and then wrestle a 15-minute match or whatever it was against Will Ospreay. So it was a good idea at the time. And then the next year we did it again with Spotlight. So it's like I think Fozzy's had 5 minutes total of playing at Wembley Stadium, and that's pretty cool. I mean, unless you're like, the Foo Fighters or Queen or Metallica, playing Wembley Stadium is not something any band really does. So
Mhm.
for us to be able to do that twice, it was great with two separate songs as well. Um, it was a really cool moment. It's something that we can always remember. And I even did the Freddie Mercury "Hey oh"
Yeah, I was
before
gonna
the
say you've got that
Judas
too.
one. Yeah.
No, that,
So it was one of those moments where it's like we're doing Wembley. I'm singing with the band, and it
mhm.
worked out great. And it was cool too because the second time they reconfigured the stage. So when we did Spotlight, it was much more chill because I could actually just walk to the platform where the band was, then back onto the rampway and actually just sing all the way down. I didn't have to crawl over anything or jump over
Mhm.
anything. Um, so yeah, it was a great moment, and it was kind of a great culmination of like, this is huge, man. 81,000 people, the biggest crowd ever in pro wrestling. I've got one of the main events on the show, and here I am singing my band's gold record song to the ring with the crowd singing it with me. I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than that. I don't know anybody else that's ever done that at Wembley Stadium or ever will do it at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, most could only dream, and that is certainly like a dream
Yeah.
come true. Speaking of Judas, that song, like I said, it really took off and it was huge. Did you ever expect it? Did you know in your back pocket like this is going to be something golden, or is this, or did you just kind of put it out and then you
You
watched the
never
magic
know,
happen?
man. You never know. You never know, Tyler. I mean, you think there's songs that we've done where I thought this is going to be a number one song, and it doesn't even get released as a single. The thing with Judas is when I first heard it, I knew that it had to be the first song on the album. I knew that it would kick off the set, and I knew it had to be the first single. And I think the record company originally wanted Painless maybe as the first single. I was like, no, it has to be Judas
Mhm.
because I know what it's like for me when my favorite band's been gone for a while and they put out a new single, a new song, and it hits you the way it does. It's like, oh, like the Anthrax just put out, it's for the kids. And when they were playing me the songs to the record, I said, that's the one that has to be the first single because that's the one that tears my head off and makes me realize Anthrax is back. And then you can get into the more involved and artsy songs, which are all great songs, but I
Mhm.
want this face ripping song for my new Anthrax. Same with when Judas came out. It's like we haven't had a song for a while. We had a little bit of buzz from The Lights Go Out, which was our first top 30 song. I was like, that's the one that I want to hear. That's the one that makes me go, oh shit, Fozzy's back, man. And that's kind of what we did. And then right away, I remember I was hoping like somebody asked, how many views do you hope this video gets? And I think Sandpaper had 3 million. So I was like, oh, I hope it gets to 3 million. It did 3 million in the first month. I was thinking 3 million like forever. It just kept growing and growing and growing and growing. I think now it's at 90 million or something. It's gone gold. It's
Mhm.
going to go platinum in about another year.
Oh wow.
You can hear it being played, at football games, hockey games. It's in movies. It was in Cobra Kai, and that's the cool thing about I Know Evil. It's going to be in a new movie called Dead of Night that's coming out.
Ooh.
When you get your songs into the mainstream, that's when you know you've got something special. And I think I Know Evil is the first song since Judas that made me feel like, okay, this might be our best song since Judas. And of course, if we never have another Judas, that's okay. We've got it. We've
Yeah.
got our Enter Sandman. We've got our You Shook Me All Night Long, and we've got our My Hero. And it's like whether you get another one or not, it's okay. We've got everyone knows, not everyone, but if people know rock and roll, they know Judas. And that's all you need to get your foot in the door. Do you know how many bands would wish for one song like that everybody in the business knows and all the fans of that type of music knows? It's a very rare thing, and we've got
Mhm.
it. So we're very very proud of that fact.
And you should be. It's such a great song, and it's just incredible. Like I said, I listened
Thank
to it
you.
so much when it came out. It was my freshman year of high school. It's kind of what brought me into rock.
All right, on.
Um, I want to change tracks a little bit again. This one may feel a little out of left field. You were on Mass Singer a while back. What was that experience like?
What did I do?
Masked Singer,
I lost there for a sec. Say it again.
Mass Singer.
Oh, that
Sorry.
was great. I really enjoyed that show. Yeah, that was a great show. And when I first decided to do it, I said I want a costume that's completely opposite of what people would expect me to wear. And I was like, I want something like a fairy or something. They were like, how about a pink dinosaur dressed in a wedding dress called the Bride? And I was like, bingo, let's do it. And it was so hard to get into that costume. Like if there was like some kind of a riot or a nuclear war or some kind of an attack, I would have been stuck there because I needed somebody to help me get in and out of that suit. It was hard to get out of it. It was so hot. I had to have a little fan around my neck to blow into my face, but it was awesome. I sang great on it. We had some great choices for songs. It was a lot of fun. I really dug it.
Yeah, I remember watching the reveal, and you're holding the dinosaur head up with your hand because it's like falling down. Like, that thing looked so heavy.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about that at all, man. We had actually rehearsed three other songs, and the producers were pretty much like, "You're going to be here the next couple of weeks," and we rehearsed them full production. But
Really?
they left it up to the stupid fans in the studio audience who liked Adam Carolla dressed as an avocado better. Adam Carolla can't carry a tune if you give it a handle. And I was like, "This is ridiculous." I was so mad. If you see me take that off, you just see my face. I'm just like, Yeah, I was so mad about that because I was having fun too, and like
Yeah.
the songs coming up that we did. I always feel like somebody's watching me. That was one of them, and I just
What?
died in your arms tonight. That was another one, and You're So Vain, and we had all these songs rehearsed, and I was like, when's the next time I'm gonna sing You're So Vain? You're so vain. You probably think the song is about you. So there you go. That's how angry I was. I still remember the three songs that we rehearsed, and it
Wow.
was freaking 4 years ago.
I would have killed to heard all of those. That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely
And the
rocked.
cool
That's
thing was
great.
that they knew that there was they messed it up, and they brought me back for the Christmas special where I sang "Run Run Rudolph" by Chuck Berry and Motorhead. So it was cool. I'm the only guy that ever was brought back after he was kicked off because they're like, "Chris, we're sorry. Can we give you an olive branch?" And I was like, "Fuck your olive branch." And then finally, I was like, "No, I'll come back and sing one more song." So it was a great show. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun, and I would do it again if there was another opportunity for some type of show like that.
Awesome. Uh, and you were mentioning all those different songs that we were talking about now. What have you been listening to lately? You know, could be just anything.
What am I listening to?
Yeah, like what are you listening to lately? What's
Would you
been on your
ask?
playlist?
I mean, honestly, dude, the new Stones record, Foreign Tongues, is absolutely brilliant. I love the Stones, but
Hmm.
their new records are okay. The last one, Hackney Diamonds, is really good. This one, it's one of my favorite Stones records of all time, and they're 82 years old. It's incredible. It's such a great rock and roll record. It really surprised me. So I've been listening to that quite a bit. I love Helloween. I got the name Walls of Jericho from the band Helloween. Their new record is really good. Um, yeah, there's a lot of controversy about the new Avenged Sevenfold EP, but I don't see a problem with it. It's very different. It's very weird, but that's kind of what bands with longevity or characters in show business with longevity do. You got to switch it up and try different things sometimes. So yeah, I don't have a problem with any of that, so
Nice, nice, some good picks. Uh, we're getting close to our final question here, and this is something I like to ask all of the
yeah.
guests that I have. I think it's very important to have dreams. So whether it's something achievable in the near future, maybe something far off, maybe something like completely unrealistic, what is Chris Jericho's ultimate dream?
I mean, dude, do you really have to ask that? I mean, I'm living it. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a wrestler and I wanted to be a rock and roll band, and here I am doing both at the highest of levels. We've got a new single that's about to hit the top 20 and it's going to go top 10. And, just had possibly the best match on the show at the pay-per-view 2 days ago. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of great stuff. I've been really expanding a lot with the roles I've been playing in the acting world, and we got the new cruise coming up in November, and Talk is Jericho's about ready to sign a new deal, a new contract. So there's
Nice.
lots of cool stuff going on, man. So I'm very lucky in that I had a dream when I was a kid, and I've been able to live that for 36 years with no sign of it ending.
Hmm.
And nor do I want it to end. So I always say, follow your dreams. Don't take no for an answer and make great things happen and just go for it.
All right. Awesome. That's incredible. Thank you very much,
Cool,
Chris.
man. Appreciate
It
it.
was great talking to you. Really appreciate it. And
Hope to
thank you.
see you next time we're in Salisbury on the
Oh,
beach.
yes, please. I will be there in a heartbeat.
Cheers, man. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Thank you, Chris, for hanging out here on the beach. Really appreciate it. Make sure you listen to their latest I Know Evil, wherever it's streaming, and of course, here on the beach. I've been Tyler D. You've been you, and I'll see you when I see you.